This lovely morning I've come down to Zion Church, which is in the centre of Berlin, and you can see just in this video the sign to commemorate a very important pastor this church had. Well, Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a famous theologian, and also he eventually was murdered by the National Socialists, by the Nazis, in 1945. But this was the church where he was a pastor. Now, he wasn't a pastor for very long. I was just chatting to somebody who was just opening up the door, and he said he was only pastor here for about a year. Actually, most of his life he was a theologian, and he obviously went into captivity, and so he had other roles. He was predominantly a university theologian, but he was certainly somebody who understood people, and he had a number of different roles during his life, and this was a real testing ground. He was 26 years old, so still quite a young man, and he was taking on the confirmation classes of the young people in this area, which was very difficult. People who were very unruly, and the kids were pretty mad, and what happened is the previous chap had really been made ill by stress from them. So Dietrich Bonhoeffer really learned how to make disciples in some of the most difficult circumstances. So this is wonderful to come to a place where he's remembered, and where he showed that it's possible to disciple very difficult and crazy young people. So I pray today that we'll be inspired by his example, and inspired too that youth work is always possible with God's help, and that God would raise up many really godly and amazing youth workers, particularly those who can mentor people and bring them to a living faith, bring young people to the reality of who Jesus is.